Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Follow Everton video. I'm your host, Jonathan, for this evening, and I'm joined with Parkenders Goodison, Mabbsy, and Geof. How you doing, boys?
Can I just butt in? Hang on. Breaking news, Gana Gueye is official. It's done. It's been announced by Everton just a second.
What was it?
It's just come up on the phone. Alan Myers, yeah. Welcome, Gana Gueye. Tap for the info. So, quite literally breaking this second. England's national Gana Gueye is signed for Everton from Wolverhampton Wanderers on a season-long loan. The 29-year-old defender will wear the number 30 shirt for the Blues. It is the club's fourth signing of the summer transfer window, with the arrivals of James Tarkowski, teammate Ruben Varner, and Dwight McNeil. So,
brilliant news for us. Especially considering what happened in the first game with Godfrey and Mina, that definitely helps us and brings some solidarity to the team. And we've got a picture here. Sorry to cover Geoff, but that's Gana Gueye in a nice little Everton shirt as well. So coming back home to the boys.
See, is he though?
Oh, yeah,
I thought he was a bad cop, mate.
Nah, he's a true blue. I heard that as well, though. Hopefully, he's not like Agent Benitez, and he's not a cop-ite, and he actually does well for us. But anyway, welcome everyone. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. We'd love to hear all your input. So I think we'll start by looking at the Everton-Chelsea game. Obviously, Everton lost 1-0 to Chelsea on the opening day of the season. What was the atmosphere like at the game, Geoff?
So, just as a little background, I've not been for a few years, as some of you may know. So this is my first time at Goodison for a couple of years. And the one thing I've got to say is the atmosphere is completely different to the last time I was there. It was positive from, like, I got there before I watched the coach arrive. So I was there, you know, for the big welcome, for the coaches turning up, all the flares, like the singing, the chanting. It was just bouncing. It was bouncing. It's so much better than I've seen it before. Loud. Honest to God, the noise, it just never stopped the whole game. And Parker, you'll verify this. Like, going back a couple of years, it was grim watching Everton. It was a lot of negativity.
Last season was grim, to be honest. Obviously, the first, obviously the last games where, you know, we did the welcome parade, we did all that. It was dire. It was in the doldrums, and I for the avoidance of everyone knows I'm a season ticket holder. Unfortunately, I've got a new job where I work 7 days on, 7 days off, and I'm stuck in London. I didn't make this game. I'm gutted. I'm gutted to miss every game. Don't want to miss a game, but shit happens, unfortunately. But
it's what it is, isn't it?
You can hear it on the TV. You know, it's just a different atmosphere. Hopefully, we can keep this momentum. And it's going to be difficult. It will be difficult. Absolutely, I'm not going to say it's going to be walking apart. Pardon the pun. But, you know, we just need that momentum to keep us going, because we need this 12th man. It may sound really cheesy, but we do.
Yeah.
We're going to welcome Dan into the stream as well. Welcome, Dan. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
Are you like really small or really, really far away?
I couldn't find my headphones. I've got this new lighting and stuff, so...
Fair enough.
Well, let's dive into the game then, boys. So obviously we lost 1-0 to Chelsea, which is a bit of a disappointing start to the season, especially as we've had some good results against Chelsea in the past. But obviously we're missing our main striker. We sold our leading goal scorer last season. But I think if we look towards the back end of the pitch defensively, I think we did look pretty strong. We kept them out. Obviously they scored through a penalty, which was a bit of clumsy defending from Decore. You can't really have your hands on another player and expect to get away with it these days. Players go down so easily and quickly. But I think defensively we look pretty strong, and obviously with the signing of Gana Gueye, Tarkowski, we can boost our defensive play. And I think in the midfield, with our signing of Onana, which, we're waiting for the official confirmation, but he has been signed, and the potential of Gana Gueye coming as well. I think we can look really positive and had a proper stronghold in midfield and control the game.
So why hasn't Onana been announced? I don't get it. I don't get that. We just quite literally announced Gana Gueye, but he's not been announced. But he was done 3 days ago.
Because the French are really, really lazy and bad at paperwork.
I've got a comment here from Thomas Gould saying, "I'm sorry, but is this where the club is at? Having to sign over clubs rejected centre-backs on loan." What do you think about this?
Club captain, though. I don't think he was club captain for Warsaw, so it's not a reject. You know what? I do think it's odd that we are signing him. Why they're letting him go on the loan? But it's all advantage Everton, let's be honest, because it's not really a risk, and we can't afford. Can't afford. You know, the position we're in, as Geof is an expert on the profit and loss financial sustainability. We've got another season of this shit. So unfortunately, it's not. I get what you're saying, Thomas, but at least we're signing players. At least to get
the thing is that, like, there has to be a dose of reality mixed in here somewhere. Is like, yeah, if we finished 6th last year and we were signing like some defender on loan, then okay, moan. But we finished 16th. We survived relegation by 1 game. We are where we are, and we have to accept that it's going to take time to get back to where we think we ought to be, where we deserve to be, or whatever you want to, however you want to word that. But like, reality is reality, you know, and you can't pretend that it's not. Like, we finished 16th because we couldn't defend and we had no midfield. So we brought in 2 really, really experienced quality centre-backs who will shore up that back line. And we've brought in, touch wood that it all gets sorted, we brought back a player who did fantastically well for us, and as an engine, like a freight train. And we've also brought in one of the most outstanding talents in European football. So we've made all the right moves, and progress is going to take time, but, you know, small steps at a time. You know, we can get back to where we want to be, but it's going to take probably 3 or 4 windows at least to get.
A lot of the yeah, true. A lot of the pundits are saying at the moment that Frank Lampard will be the first one to go, and I've seen that being bounced around a lot. But Matthew said here, great signing, get those 2 centre mids in and a number 9, and that for me is a really good window. I think we have done well. We're just missing, as I said, the forwards and the strikers. But I think Frank Lampard has come in and he's seen the weaknesses that we have in our team, especially now even more stretched out now that Godfrey's going to be out for 3 months and Mina needs to go to a specialist as well.
Is that Armat that goes on Twitter?
Sorry?
It sounds like Armat that goes on Twitter, that, isn't it, Matthew Byrne?
I'm not sure.
Dan, what do you think? Matt, if you hear that feed, just give us a tweet. Anyway.
But yeah, I think Lampard's come in and he's had a really positive impact on us, and he's seen where we're weak and he's trying to fill those gaps in. So if we can sign a number 9 or someone with a bit of aerial threat in the box, then I think we will be on our way to back to mid-table and slowly climb our way back into where we should be, challenging for Europa League and Champions League.
Yeah, it was our math anyway, so that's good.
Yeah. Again, for Andrew,
the great thing I think the great thing about what this transfer window, to me, what it shows is these transfers that we've done, they're thoughtful. It's not like when we signed 3 number 10s or we signed players who didn't fit the system that we were playing. Every single person we brought in has been specifically targeted for a specific role. We bought them because they're exactly what we needed, not because they've got a big name or because they come from a big club or whatever. We're literally we've worked our way through a process and gone, we need this, we need this. These are the areas where we are weak. So we've targeted all those areas and gone, right, if we get these, and these, we solve 60% of our problems because we shut the back door and we closed the midfield hole that's been gaping for the last few years. Teams just go straight through the middle of us. But with Gana and Onana in the middle, in front of Tarkowski and Coady, you're not going to be running through the middle of this team. You know, you're going to have to work hard to get past us now. And that's 90% of the job. If you can get clean sheets, you only need to score one goal to win a game.
Have you seen Ryan? Obviously, the
buzzing with signing of Coady. Once a red, always a blue.
Have you seen the picture of Coady in the Everton kit?
Yeah, we put that on earlier. I'll put it up again for people that are joining late. But there you go. That's Connor Coady and a lovely blue kit.
I think he's a bit of a blue, isn't he? There.
Smith, fucking hell.
Looks very nice on him.
Dan,
so if we
let Dan have what's your thoughts?
Yeah, let Dan have a go.
Well, to the person that said Coady he's been rejected and we're getting a rejected player, it's just a change of system. That's all it is. And I seen you put the comment up. It is a change of system. Like Wolves, the new manager's come in. He wants to play a 4 in defence. Coady isn't good in the 4. We want to play the 3. Coady is excellent in the 3. It's just a win-win situation, isn't it? And Coady is a class defender. He got called up for England for a reason. He's I can't believe that we've ended up getting Tarkowski and Coady in our defence. 2 massive leaders. I mean, when we went to watch Tarkowski the other day, he was class. You add Coady to that in the back 3. I can't see us conceding many goals. I really can't. I think we've hit a jackpot on the defence. And then let's move on to the midfield. Gana Gueye and Onana. Absolutely incredible signings. And people in the comments now, tell us what you think of Gana Gueye coming back and Onana. Drop what you think.
I really liked not Onana. I really liked Gana Gueye when he was with us. He provided such a solid base for us, and it gave the defense like so much more confidence and be able to have like a solid wall. And it gave our other more forward players that freedom and ability to move forward, because if we're so weak in defense and we're lacking the ability to actually keep a clean sheet, then our more forward players are going to have to come back and help out the defense. Whereas if we look at players like Mykolenko, who's actually got a wicked cross on him, or Demarai Gray or Iwobi, any of these players, instead of coming back and having to help out in defense, they can actually play a more forward role, and then they can provide the ball to McNeil, who can actually get in the box and have a good go at it. Whereas before, we have to kind of sit back. So it'll be nice to see Onana come in, who has got an absolute tackle on him as well. And as Jack the Lad said, Onana has it all. He's got crazy confidence. It'll be great to see our other players be able to play a more forward role and still have the confidence in behind.
Yeah. And I think as well, getting Onana and Gueye will allow us to play a 2 in midfield instead of a 3, because there basically were 3 players between the 2 of them anyway, because, you know, the energy and the engine and the power of them. So it basically means that you can have the solid 3, the 2 in front, and that basically leaves you 5 players to go forward with impunity, because they don't have to worry about, like you say, tracking back or getting caught on the counter-attack, because we're not going to be getting caught on the counter-attack with Gana Gueye sat in the middle of midfield and with Onana as well. We're not going to be getting... We lost the ball a lot last year, didn't we? And like, as soon as we lost the ball, the teams were straight through us. That's not going to be the case anymore, I don't think.
So Rob said here, is Onana done? So for all of you wondering, he isn't done, but he's yeah. So the official release hasn't come out yet, but we believe it is confirmed for us. Where do we go from here then? What kind of team would you play? So would we play Onana and Gana Gueye together if we signed both of them, or do you think that together they'd be too defensive, and we need more players going forward. What kind of pairing would you like to see them?
That's where it gets tricky now, isn't it? Because I mean, Iwobi has played really well for us. It doesn't really create as much as you'd like, and creativity's still going to be the problem with us. It's all well and good shutting that door, but if you want to win games, you need to score goals. So it's obviously we need a striker. I think if we'd have had a decent striker, we'd have had DCL on Saturday, I think we'd have won that game. Because we put lots of crosses in. We did all right, but we need someone to finish it. So
Alan Mize just tweeted, that we do have an option to buy on Coady. So that's good.
Yeah, it's an option in 12 months, isn't it? Yeah.
Here's something, we might as well talk about this because this is about the signings. I'm not sure, so I'll ask the question to you three to see if you know. Do you know where it says we've got the option to buy?
Yeah.
Does it mean that there's already a set price on that?
Yes.
Or if he plays well, can they knock it up?
Well, basically, at the end of the season...
15 million euros.
That much?
That's the price, 15 million euros.
15,
that's what I've heard. 15 million, but euros. So it's euros though, so it's about 12 million pounds.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer then, surely.
Yeah.
So we have an option to buy. So what they'll do is they'll set a date of when Everton have to make the decision, and if that passes, then obviously it becomes available. But we get obviously first dibs as well.
Yeah.
Thank you very much to Julian for the super chat.
Okay. So,
thank you very much. It means a lot. Make sure you all like and subscribe and comment. It really helps out us, and it means a lot to see you all involved. We've got 44 people watching. I don't know what channel that is, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, but it's good to see you all here. And yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Here's one to the 44 people watching. That's cracking that you're on. We're very likely with free centre backs. Who would your free centre backs be? Drop it in the comments.
You know what though, I'm gutted that Mina's injured. Not because I'm just gutted we can't sell him, can't get rid. Sick and tired of Mina getting injured.
It seems to be a common occurrence, and DCL as well. It seems to be very repetitive, and as soon as they come back in.
In hindsight, I wish we got rid of DCL and kept Richarlison, but we're never going to keep him. And that's the only problem we had. We were never going to keep Richarlison. We had an agreement, and he wanted to go. Unfortunately,
yeah.
We still. I mean, we need to talk about the elephants in the room, don't we? But since you mentioned DCL, is the S word.
What's that?
A striker.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Come on, I thought you had a clue when I mentioned DCL.
It's one of those where it's who though, isn't it?
I don't get why we've quite literally loaned Dobbin out. Quite literally, and then this happens. It's just like, why have we done this again?
I think that the thing is, they've clearly looked at him and said he's not ready for the Premier League. So they've loaned him out, and then after they've loaned him out, DCL got injured, which is just poor timing. But there's clearly a plan to get somebody else in.
You would hope, Geoff. You would hope.
Yeah, but it's a case of who, though, isn't it? That's the thing, is that, like, Brozier's looking. Chelsea are thinking about keeping him now, aren't they? So
I don't know. Put the price up.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they haven't got a great depth in strikers themselves. So you know, it's one of those where they're not well served in that area either. So they might just keep him.
Geoff, do you know all the strikers that we're linked to? All the names?
No.
I think we were linked with Batshuayi from Chelsea.
Yeah, that's one.
Dennis, was it from Watford?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all that's
There's a
coming.
guy from Strasbourg.
Around, though, aren't they?
There's a guy from Strasbourg we're after, isn't there? I can't remember his name. I think he's from Strasbourg or somewhere in Germany. Like he's about 6'7". I can't remember his name.
He plays for
Sorry?
Czech Republic or something like that, doesn't he?
Yeah, I can't remember his name. It's got some K's and J's in it or something.
Yeah.
But
I can't remember his name.
There's
a player that everybody keeps raving about, and that's Terrier.
Yeah.
What do you think of him?
Again, he's another one. We looked at him a couple of years ago. We nearly signed him, and I think it was Koeman who said no. And you kind of wonder, he's 26 now, and he's still playing in France, which usually says that people think he's not quite up to the Premier League level, because why hasn't he gone yet? But in our position, like, he's got to be worth a punt. I think he's a decent player. I think he's a good player.
This is the big tryout. What do you think, Jonathan? Do you think that we need a strike? Like, I watched us last game. We need a striker that runs behind the defence. If someone would have ran behind Silva, it would have proper done him in. The ball was there. The long ball over the top was there all the time. Yeah. Gordon, Gray, and McNeil didn't run behind the strikers we've seen at the game, Geoff. But do you feel, Jonathan, that we need someone in Richarlison's position and a striker?
I think that we've got, without DCL, we've got no aerial threat. So when the crosses are coming in, Mikalenko's got a wicked cross on him, as I said before. And I think we need someone with aerial threat, and we need someone to just be in the box, ready for any of the balls coming in, any through balls, any crosses to come in, to just sort of be like a tap-in player and just be in the right position, ready. So that when our other players are putting the ball forward and we're progressing up the pitch, I think we need a player to just, everyone knows that is the target man, give the ball to him if he's in the box. If the ball's coming in, he's the target, and give the ball to him. But then I also think we do need a striker who's able to make quick runs, get through players, cut the lines, and be able to go run through on goal. So I think we need a combination of the two, because our aerial threat is so poor without DCL there. I think when he was working with Duncan Ferguson, I think you could see a real improvement. He was lunging for headers, he was flying in left, right, and centre, and that made a massive improvement to the dynamic of the team. So I think we need a balance of the two. But right now, I think I'd take any one of them. But we certainly do need a balance.
But we've got Rondon.
I don't think he's quite our man. He hasn't really got the pace. Although, you know what? Having said that, a few games he has put in a shift. Yeah. Dan, you said before to the audience who would their front three be, and you can see a sort of pattern here. So Pirate Adamski has said Holgate, Tarkowski, and Coady. Matthew would have been Godfrey, JT, and Coady. Now JT, Coady, and playing Mikalenko as the third centre back. I'm not too sure about that. I think Mikalenko, in defence, he helps out a lot. Obviously, against Chelsea, he lunged across and blocked almost a certain goal. Maybe Sterling it was, and he had a shot bottom left, and Mikalenko got in the way of it. But I also think Mikalenko, I think he has a lot to offer going forward as well. So if we've got a strong defence of Tarkowski, Coady, and then paired up with Onana and Gueye, I think I'd be nice to see Mikalenko be able to push forward more and be able to link up with a few more strikers and really be able to push forward. What would you say to this? Would you have Mikalenko as a centre back, or play him on the wing and have him push up?
I think it's good that both. It showed last game. It was interesting that he played Mikalenko left centre back, and the new Viagra, however you say his name, I'll call him Viagra still. Called him Viagra again. I just call him Viagra. It was good that, you know what I mean, but it was good that he was good. He was fast, and he's really, really small. Right. He's got that nippiness about him where he could be, I'm not going to say he's going to be Pienaar, but he's got that Pienaar sort of thing where he can bomb forward and link up with Mikalenko. So it's really good that they could be a combination, because we need options, don't we? Because Holgate could get injured, Holgate could get red carded, and we definitely need options. The good thing is Coady's coming in, though. That is the good thing. Coady is another option in the defence. But from what someone said, you can't really knock at the minute with the way Holgate played. Holgate, Coady, and Tarkowski with Mikalenko and Patterson. But Patterson, when we went, Geof, we could not believe how good Patterson played. He was absolutely incredible. He's proper upped his game, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
I rated him before we signed him. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I've watched every game he played because I really haven't. But I speak to a couple of lads up in Scotland who did watch him regular. I always try to follow a few people from all the different clubs so I can, pay attention to stuff that's going on. They raved about him, but also people at Celtic, the fans at Celtic, they also raved about him as well, which is unusual because normally they're not big on praising anything to do with Rangers, but the Celtic fans were just as sort of excited about him from a Scottish point of view. Like, they think he's kind of going to be a sort of, dare I say it, a Robertson for the right-hand side. So he's got huge potential, and that was his first game for Everton, wasn't it, officially? Like his first proper debut start. He played in a cup game and he played in pre-season, but he hasn't actually. That's his first Premier League game, isn't it?
Probably actually is. Yeah, thinking about that, I can't remember.
I think there were a few debuts.
Yeah, but I don't think he played like a Premier League game before, so I think that because he got injured after he played the cup game against Boreham Wood, and then he's just played pre-season, so I think that was his Premier League debut, and he did really well considering who he was up against. He defended all right. He got forward as best he could, but again, the same problem that we had with all of the forward players is you get to a certain point and then it's like, well, what do we do with the ball now? Turn away, shrug shoulders, cross it into nobody, or it all moves ended at that point, didn't it? So it's hard to judge him completely. Once he's got a striker to whip the ball in, he looks like he's got a good cross in him as well, Patterson. So again, it's another positive. I think that's the thing you can say about the game on Saturday is, a disappointing result. Yeah, there's obviously stuff that's still missing from the side, but a lot of promise as well. A lot of players really played well. I don't think anyone let themselves down. There was no kind of
we played really, really well. Generally from that performance, we could have got a draw or even won with the chances we created.
Yeah, I mean, we were all.
And I'm not even saying that because I'm Everton.
No.
But
what do we think about this, boy? Oh, go on, Dad.
Here's one. Drop this one in the comments as well. Here's another one for you. I like getting you involved. For me, this is the way I see it. I'm seeing Gana Gueye sitting as the number 6 because of his legs and stuff now. I think he can do it in the number 6 position. Then I'm thinking Onana, I want to see him be like Fellaini. Do you know where Fellaini used to play high up and get in the box a lot and score goals? Onana says he likes to score goals in his box-to-box. So I want to give him that free role to be the box-to-box and Gana Gueye sit. Yeah. And then I'm thinking probably play Decore as a box-to-box as well. So you've got Decore and Onana that can go box-to-box but get back and do the business. You've got Gana Gueye drop in that can sometimes get forward and Onana and Decore drop in. So there's loads of stuff that could go on in your midfield there. And then what I do, because I know people are thinking now, what are you doing with Iwobi? I think push Iwobi up. I'm thinking Iwobi in that Newcastle game where he put it into Calvert-Lewin's feet, ran on and scored. He's got a goal in him. I think he could do a bit up top in that free. So if you maybe played Iwobi up top with Rondon, because you've got to play Rondon. You need him up there. Until we get a striker, Rondon's got to be played. So Iwobi, Rondon, and then probably McNeil or Gordon or Gray, whoever you want in that position. But that's how I'd probably play those 3 centre mids. But how would you use those 3 centre mids of Onana and Gana Gueye? What would you do? Drop that in the comments.
So I think that we do look to be signing a few good players to really improve our squad. Matty's made this comment here. Mina has had his last chance now. He only has 10 months left. We should let his contract run down. He's not reliable. What would you say to this? Because obviously we're bringing in new players. So are we keeping Mina? And Keane's another one.
We've got no choice though, have we? Because he's injured now. So we're going to buy him. So we have unfortunately have no choice. And he's a good player, but he's not asked. He's not asked. like Hammers. I'm going to get the fucking load of stick for this. I fucking hate Hammers. Like fucking Hammers wasn't arsed. Only played when he's 100% fit. Suits him. Oh, fuck off. Honestly, sorry to swear.
Right, I'm just going to just to let you know, because I haven't got my phone's going to overheat and blow up in a minute, so I'm gonna drop out now. So thanks for having me on.
Cheers,
obviously,
having you, Geoff.
I'm getting my laptop. It's coming back tomorrow. It's away getting fixed, so I'll be back on as normal from then. So enjoy the rest of the stream. And
Julian, please, hang on, just before you go, Geoff, just read this comment. Please keep Geoff and John on this season. They're great. Well, John is John is obviously one of the channel founders or the channel members. He's been there from day one, and Geoff is a new member. So, like as Dan is as well, and as Leandalf is, they're all going to be regulars throughout the season. But I don't know if you're saying I'm shit, Julian. Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah, probably. But there we go.
Big welcome, Geoff. Big welcome. Yeah. Pleasure having you on.
Yeah. So we're apparently going to get a picture of Geoff and put him on the credits as well. So, Geoff, you need to do that. But anyway, mate, have a good night and thanks for coming on.
Take care. So I think again another big role we have would be strikers. So a few of the comments we've got Broja for me.
Wait.
Broja for me looks big and powerful.
Camera all day.
There we go.
But Terrier would be class as he scores goals from the wings as well.
Because when you couldn't see, but I can see now. I couldn't see myself. I was using a flash.
And an important one. I think Dembele or Martial on loan.
Leighton Baines.
You think the song is about you, don't you?
Leighton Baines. Anyway.
I love Leighton Baines.
I do as well. Big fan.
I did message Pino to come on this channel, and he hasn't replied yet.
We're not 100% serious all the time. We're just having a bit of all mates having a laugh together. So we'll come out randomly for the season. You know this. You've watched us before. If you're new to the channel and you like this edgy sort of stuff, honestly, we don't take ourselves seriously. So please, like and subscribe.
Right, on with Liam's comment after the randomness. So he's mentioned Dembele and Martial. I think both with pace, they would be very good signings for us. DCL, he's had so many injuries in the last few seasons, and it's so frustrating because he has got the potential and he fits in well with the team. It's just the injuries that keeps him back so much. But to bring in someone like Dembele or Martial, the pace they would offer, they'd be able to cut the lines and actually really provide something. And Sarr from Watford, we've been linked to as well, potentially. I got a notification from OneFootball before saying he scored a cracker of a goal. So I guess it's from his own half.
What's the player called from Rennes? Drop that in the comment. I can't remember his name. A lad from Rennes, striker. He looks quite good in the French team. I can't remember his name. Drop it in the comments. I'm trying to think of his name. I put a video of him up earlier on. He looked quite good as well. There's a lot of strikers that we're linked to. But the only thing that worries me about who you've just said is Martial. I don't think not Martial. I'm not a big fan of Martial. I don't think he'll leave Man U anyway because he's played quite good for him. But who's the other one that you said from Holland? Depay, is it?
Yeah, Depay, Memphis.
Depay. I'm not a fan. Are you a fan? I don't like him.
I think he's got some quality. I'm not sure how he would like. Obviously, it depends. When you move to the Prem, everyone says the Prem is the best league out there. So obviously you need to adapt. But I think he would actually have. He's got a great cross on him, and the pace he has, it would. I think it would bring a lot to our team. But to be fair, I mean, most players would bring a lot to our team going forward at the moment. We seem a bit thin, and on that point, just when you're feeling positive, Rondon gets mentioned.
Unfortunately, we had to go there.
I was next to Rondon. His box was right next to me last game, and he was there with his family. And really? He's a lot bigger than what I thought. He's a bit of a unit. And I know a lot don't like him, but he did play well against Blackpool.
And you know what? In the derby, he actually put in a shift. I think he cares. He has the passion, and you know what? That's what you need when you're playing for this club.
If you watch, he's going to play well against this next game. Rondon will play well because
towards the end of the season, he was brought on as an impact player, which he was brought in to do. The only problem being is when he's a lone striker, he's not good enough. But he's that good. He's okay to come on as an impact sub for 10, 20 minutes.
Kevin Kraft, I love him. He's on my Twitter, Kevin Kraft. I agree with Kevin Kraft as well. He likes to be positive like me, and he's just said that Rondon, he could come in handy, and I think that's true. He's already coming in handy because we desperately need a striker. I mean, I was going to put Michael Keane up front last game. I was that desperate for a striker.
I am so ready for Michael Keane to go.
What was that last comment? Put that back up. I didn't see that.
I will grab it.
You'll know him from Twitter.
Let's go. I'll go back to it. I'll find it.
Yeah.
But as we're carrying on, it's lost in the comments, but I will find it. Stephen, what is that bird? The bird is blue. Indeed, it is. A true blue.
Original bird, mate.
Yeah. Years of having no leaders in the squad. We now have 2, Tarkowski and Coady.
Absolutely.
And Everton have been crying out for leaders. And yes, we now have 2 in one go.
So
I think that's so important because in
the
past, last season.
Captain then? Who is our captain?
Well, I think with these new signings, I think it's difficult because obviously you can't have a new signing come in and be the captain, even though they've got great leadership quality. You need time to gel with a new squad and a new set of players. So it would have to be someone that has been there. They know what's going on. So maybe even someone like Pickford, who was temporary captain, just wait until the team gels more together. Someone who can command the squad, knows the rest of the team, and then can fit these players in. And then later on, when we have the chemistry going, then bring in the likes of Tarkowski or Coady.
I think that's a good shout, John. I think.
Can I clash with you both here?
Go on.
Pickford was captain last game, and I think it went to his head because he didn't play well. His passing, he was too long on the ball. He nearly got closed down and lost it. He made loads of bad passes, and Pickford is class, but it was one of his poor games. And I think that was down to him being captain because I think he thought, I'm captain, I've got to do a little bit more. He took longer on the ball and everything. He made a lot of mistakes.
I think, with Pickford, I think generally he's got a mistake in him. And this is the problem that if Pickford makes a mistake, his head goes down, right? And this is the psychological thing he's been trying to avoid. It gets to him because I think he's a perfectionist and I think it plays on his mind. I don't know. I'm just surmising, but it does. He has got a mistake in him. And then instead of just carrying on, it plays on him and then he gets another one and then it all goes to shit.
I think the problem is with Pickford, I've said this quite often, but I think Pickford has got the real excellent things nailed down and he can pull off some wonderful saves. You see it in the Euros, he saved 3 of the penalties in the World Cup and I would trust him so much to be in goal for that, but he just seems to be lacking in some basic skills that you or I could pull off in a Power League game. But when it comes to a match, he lets in some very simple errors and it costs us dearly in some games. So I'm not sure if it's gone to his head, but I do agree with you. I think he was one of our shakiest players on the pitch to start. And there were a few occasions where he sprinted out and he got caught lacking.
Yeah.
And we were lucky, really, not to concede another goal.
It was because he was captain, I think. I think it was because he was captain. The big problem with Pickford, I'll hit the nail on the head. If he gets time to think, he'll overdo it and make a mistake. If he hasn't got time to think, like that wonder save in the friendly that just come out of nowhere, you've got to think quick and just do it. He's class. His point blank saves is class. That's when he's at his best, when he hasn't got time to think. When he gets time to think, that's when there's a mistake in Pickford. Yeah. So he needs to get that out of his head. But I think he'll be fine. He'll be class. The good thing is you've got Tarkowski and Coady in front of him now, and Pickford has got 2 leaders in front of him, so he's not going to have to shout at his defence that much because they're going to be shouting at everybody else. But I honestly think Tarkowski, I know people say, oh, he's only just come, you can't give him the captain's armband. Give him the captain's armband because the way Tarkowski was last game, ordering us about, setting us up,
absolutely. He took a dominant role. And Matthew's comment here, still Coleman. I think the problem is...
Of course it is, Matt, but at the end of the day, he's not going to be playing as much this season because...
We're bringing in Patson and replacing him.
And twilight of his career. So, realistically, as much as we like to say Coleman is the captain, I don't think he's the captain, if you know what I mean? That makes sense?
I saw a thing today that said Coleman is now the longest-serving Premier League player. So fair play to him. And he's done so much for our club, but I think it's time we move on. And obviously we've brought in Patterson as a sort of replacement and try and bring more youth and pace. And don't get me wrong, he still gives 100%, but I think it's time that we move on from Coleman. Mabbsy, the comment you wanted me to bring up before, just want to say thanks to you for the wonderful content, a complete saviour instead of my wife telling me about her workmates' lives. Well, it's a pleasure having you on the channel.
And as I say, that's why I want the comments up, because you know what, again, we're not serious. It's just a bit, so it's mates having a bit of a banter, and we want you to join in on that. You know what I mean? That's, you make the channel as much as we do, so we do appreciate all your comments, and we want to have a laugh as well, don't we all?
Yeah, we try to. Definitely had a laugh at the game. That was quite funny. Definitely.
Absolutely. Make sure you all like, comment, and subscribe as well. We love having you all with us.
Wasn't there.
I know. I was gutted you wasn't there. To be fair, I went as soon as I seen Jan and David and Geof, I just jumped on all of them. So there's probably looked at me like, what the hell are you doing? I just jumped on them just crazily because it was just good to be there, surrounded by about 36,000 Toffees. There's no better feeling, is there, than to be there.
How long has it been since you last went to a match?
Well, it's been about 3 years. We've moving different houses and stuff like that. It's been way too long. And I wanted to get there last season, but I couldn't for reasons. But I went in with the guy that took me, and I went in the pub, and it's just full of Evertonians and stuff like that, and it's just amazing, isn't it? And
it's something special, Goodison, isn't it? It's just.
Do you know what, Mabbsy? That Jan said to me, like we stood and our fans sang at the start when they all stood out in a line. Our fans sang the song, and the whole stadium was uproaring. And it was like, this is a big season. Don't get us in a relegation battle again. This is it. And Jan said to me, Jan goes, I've never seen the fans like this. They are all united and they are behind the team. They are with the team. And when Jan said that to me, I was like, this is special. And we sang the same song 3 times just to let the players know we are behind you. Just give us a good season. And especially with the signings we made as well. That's why the fans were so happy as well.
My theory is on this matter is that last season was all shit as it was, and I thought that it was shit, that it was ruined for me, the way the fans are coming out by the park end and getting clapped on by their fans as they come out. Fuck off, honestly, right? You want as hostile as possible, right? You know, when you go on the stadium tour, they tell you about the away dressing room. The away dressing room is quite literally under the main stand. No, there's no like soundproofing, nothing like that. So the players can hear the thud. They can hear the thud of the footsteps of the Evertonians above them. You know, the intimidation that brings, and you know, apparently Everton, as a matter of course, they don't need anything in that change rooms. Nothing. If they want to bring a toilet roll, they've got to bring it themselves. You know, that's a shithousery I fucking love in my club. Make it intimidating as fucking possible, right? Sorry for swearing, I do apologise. Don't mean to. And I'll probably get told off for it, but you know what? I don't care anymore. But yeah, absolutely. And we need to make this a fortress, and we need to get back to it. And as I say, we are doing our bit. We are doing our utmost as fans. You know, if you can't be there, you know, that's it. You can't be there. Don't beat yourselves up, because you are still important to us this season.
I want to add as well that if any of you watching haven't been to Goodison either, obviously we're planning on moving to the new stadium soon down at Bramley Moor. If you haven't been to Goodison, you've got to go. Whether it's just for one game, there's nothing. It's a home away from home. The feeling you get when you walk up the steps and you see the floodlights on and the green of the pitch and the noise that is booming. It's not. I've been to Anfield in the away end, and honestly, it is dead quiet. Unless they are winning or it's a Europa League game, they have got zero atmosphere. But you walk into Goodison and it is booming. When the sirens come on, that is exactly what you want to hear. So if you haven't been, try as hard as you can to get down there. It's something.
You know what,
special.
right? I think it was. I think a few years ago, Everton did a season ticket promotion, and it was about being at Goodison Park, and it's like. and I think it was Kevin. It was like Joe Royle, or I think he said when he scored his last goal, it was against Goodison Park against us, and he was like, he got a standing ovation, and I was like, the manager came in and goes, "What? They're all cheering you. Why? You've scored. We just beat them." And he goes, "There's no better place than Goodison," and he is right. And as much as the new stadium's going to be fantastic and shiny and new, and it won't be Goodison though. It won't be. And
do you know what I like?
Got to go. Honestly,
do you know what I like, Parkend? Do you know the steps that me and Jan went up? We were singing the Goodison Gang when we went up. It was all like old school chamber, sort of like you walk up and it's all old, the old part of the ground, and it was really good.
Were you using the main stand, weren't you?
What's that?
You were in the main stand, weren't you?
Yeah, main stand, but right near the corner flag. And when you walk up, it's all old school. It was proper. We had the wooden seats as well. It was proper old school, but it felt good. It was a good old school because the wooden seats, I appreciated it because it felt good. Yeah. Do you know, on what you've just said, Jonathan, I think I can say this. Basically, some people struggle to get to the game for whatever reason. I've got my reasons and stuff like that. But sometimes it's money. Sometimes it's money, Parkend. Sometimes it's that tickets are expensive.
You know what? Of course it is, mate. And
but what I was going to say is what we're looking to do. I know you know Parkend and Jonathan, and then Ryan definitely is the main man. What we're looking to do is we're going to, on this channel, if you're on it now and you're not liking and subscribing, subscribe, because we're going to look at the subscribers. And eventually we're going to give a ticket out for someone to go, and we're going to get someone to the game. We'll give you a free ticket to the game.
We've got a good relationship with a big sponsor of Everton, and they've been very generous towards us, and hopefully that partnership will continue and grow, because absolutely we're all about getting used to the game. We're about getting people to the game. You know what I mean? We're not going to go. We're not having these Patreons. We're really grateful. We're really grateful for your donations. Even make them. Don't want you to. Just want you to enjoy the content and just subscribe and join us.
Yeah, the comment you just put up was a good point. He said he hasn't been and he's going to get to a game. Like I say, you might even get in, subscribe, because you might get a ticket from us for you to go. We want to help you. You people that come on, you are loyal to us. You always comment and stuff, and we want to connect with you as much as we can. So if we can get you to the game, we want to do that for you. So we'll do our best to do that.
I'll even threaten to buy you a pint. Okay, that's
if you're above age.
See, I'm jealous of him. I'm jealous of him because he's just seen better footballers than me. Who did he say he's seen then on that comment?
Kendall, Ball and Harvey.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to beat that, isn't it, for me? I've seen Tim Cahill. I'm happy with that.
Oh, the punching machine corner flag. Love him.
Punching his corner flag, yeah.
Eugene, what part of Goodison would you like to have when Everton leave Goodison for the new stadium? I think an addition I would love to see. I think we have got a great atmosphere. Firstly, I would love for the obstructed views to go, because those are ridiculous.
Well, that's
the pillars.
I
know. So I look forward to having a good view. But I would love to see the implementation of a standing only section, because the atmosphere you get.
That'll be built in. That will be built into the home stand.
This is an idea. I think we can talk about this. And I said this in the group earlier on. We stood up and someone behind me says, I've got a bad back. Well, someone on my Twitter said, some people can't stand up because they've got a bad back. Do you think that they should do sections for people that want to stand up, some people that want to sit down, all
absolutely.
Arguments and stuff like that?
So in the past, obviously, they've had certain incidents where standing only and it becomes dangerous. So, but I think they're implementing in 6 rounds.
We've moved past that. We've got rail seating, which is safe and is even being trialled at Anfield, and with the support of the 97 families involved. So I'll obviously don't like to give them credit, but the part of the trial. Say standing is coming back, but I think
it would be amazing.
Responsible with it. Clubs need to be responsible. We're not going to go back to the bad old days where there's fences and stuff like that that was stupid and unnecessary and dangerous. the safe standing is coming back. It'll get passed, and I'm all for it because there should be places. If people want to sit, absolutely fine, but people want to stand as well. And I'm an advocate of it. I'm an advocate of safe standing. And actually, the sooner we get the rail seating in, the actual better it is, because I think Spurs have got it installed at the way end. I think Chelsea have, the Shites have. There's other stadiums, but Goodison at the moment can't accommodate that. But there are plans to bring in safe standing at Bramley Moor.
I think for the atmosphere, it really does a lot. I've been to lower league games where they have had standing, or everyone is just standing anyway, and you just feel so tightly packed. It feels like a whole unit, and the atmosphere has improved so much, and it really feels like you've got this force behind you. And obviously, our home record is what carried us to safety last season, and it was our way that was so atrocious. But to have that backing of the fans, it really does make a massive difference and improvement.
Do you know what, Jonathan?
Hang on, Dan. Just answer that
go
question.
Go for it.
I just put, what part of Goodison would you take with you? That would be my seat. My fucking seat.
I'm sure everyone would.
Do you know what? Do you know what I was going to say? Do you know, like, I've heard people say before, like, players that play against us, when you go to Goodison, it's something different. It's so intimidating. When I went to this game, when Chelsea turned up, everyone was round the coach and the players was absolutely bricking it. Our fans was round us. And do you know, one thing we're going to lose that I'm not going to like is, do you know where all the houses feel like they're literally 2 meters away from the stadium?
Yeah, of course.
All the shops and everything. It's going to be like that is so intimidating. It feels like Goodison's in the Toffees back garden. That's what it actually feels like. It feels like Goodison Park is in the Toffees back garden. You can't beat it.
It's going to be different because, you know, there's not that many boozers around Bramley Moor, and I think the idea is not to have that many. I think more the idea is have a few drinks in town and then walk in. It is going to be a completely different atmosphere, and we've got to adapt to that, and we've got to realise that, you know, this is why you need to take advantage of going to Goodison Park as much as you can, if you can, and again, if you can't, for whatever reason, it doesn't make you less of a fan. Honestly, it doesn't. We need you. We need everyone. Stick together. Let's not have a season where we're arguing with each other. We need a season where we gel. We mend the fracture heals, and we gel again, because last season it was bad. Let's not beat around the bush, and it was just infighting so much. We don't need that. We need unity.
I think we got it. I definitely think that, like I said earlier on, I think there was unity that last game in the players and in the fans of Mabbsy. I think it was unity in the players, because every player ran their socks off all game. So there was together in it this season. The good thing, I think, you know, normally, like, we play well at home because we need the fans, but then when we go away, there's no personality in the players and they don't play well. I think this time when we go away, we've got Toffees, we've got Coady, we've got Gana Gueye, and we've got Onana. There's going to be a lot of personality when we go away to actually make us start winning away games now. I think it's going to be different when we're away. I think we'll play better when we're away.
If you look at last season and the beginning of it, we were in such a negative space. We kept losing games. We'd been sacking managers. We'd had Agent Benitez in. And I think everyone was so fed up and just angry at the club and what we've been doing. In the past, we've wasted so much money on signings who are supposed to be the next big thing, or big names, but there has-beens, and we need to spend our money more wisely. So I think the fact that we've got Tarkowski, Coady, and these players strengthening our team who are actually making a significant impact, Onana coming in, Gueye, it's all bringing in this much needed positivity. And from the last few games of last season, and the way we welcomed our team and the coach with the flares, and then all the atmosphere in it building, I think it's made such a positive turnaround, and that's being carried into this new season, which can make a huge boost and impact. So if we can sort out our striker and our forward momentum, then I think we're actually onto building the foundation of what can move into positive moves.
You know what, though? You've also got to look at, actually, the players that are coming in are being headhunted by other teams, but they're choosing Everton. You know, they could choose West Ham which is obviously a stable club at the moment in time, or choose Aston Villa like Tarkowski. You know, he went to Steve Gerrard's house, didn't he? You know what I mean? But there's got to be something. You know what? Kevin Fowler. Everyone goes, Kevin Fowler's not doing anything. Well, I'm Frank. They must be doing something to be convincing these players to be signing over like to West Ham and Aston Villa. Now I know that's not where we want to be competing with, but we've got to take that as like, you know, well, you know, there's a reason for that.
We've been turned over and we need to restart and build these foundations. Obviously, in the past, we've been a great team and we still are with the history, full of history, but we're not a team that is challenging for the Europa League
but John, that's what I'm saying.
I'm agreeing with you. We need to rebuild this basis and the foundations to actually be able to develop and get somewhere, which is what we're doing by bringing in these players. And it's looking more positive.
But we're able to sell the project to them, more importantly, John. More importantly,
absolutely.
we're able to still sell the club to these players. You know what I mean? That, you know, this project is worth you coming here.
Yeah.
You know,
and I think that's also what Lampard brings in, because again, as we mentioned at the beginning of the stream, a lot of pundits are saying that he's going to be the first one to go. But I think he also brings in this attraction to the club and like shows what we're going to be doing and building. So that's why I completely disagree. And I think Frank will be a long-term project as opposed to being the first one to go.
Again, John, I agree. I think France, we can't keep sacking managers after managers after manager after
it's
manager
ridiculous.
after manager. We've got to have consistency at some point, and I'm all for Frank. I'm all for Frank, and I've never said any different.
Before we wrap up,
I was just going to say this too. We're talking about. I like to get these involved again. We're talking about what league position we'll finish in. I'm Mr. Positive. I'm thinking we're going to smash it this season. But people in the comments, you don't even want to know where I think we'll finish, mate. I've got a trophy in my hand already.
Number one.
Right. People in the comments, obviously Coady is done. It says it's done. Trust me, it's done. Onana's done. Gana Gueye, we're just waiting.
Cody's been announced, Dan.
What's that?
Cody's been announced.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Then even better. So they're
Cody's done. You said it hasn't been announced yet. It's been announced, mate.
Even better. Then there you go. Onana, we get him. Gana Gueye, we get him. So all these players come in that are in the thingy that are just being confirmed. Here we go. We've picked already. If we get a striker as well, where do we finish?
Bit of positivity here.
Drop them. So
I'm going to be ultra conservative, and I'll say between 10th and 13th.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I think maybe 10 is pushing it because I think it depends who we bring in as a striker.
It depends, but you know what? I'm as I say, I think I'm not getting carried away by saying 10th, 13th, and I'll be happy.
You think we're finishing 6th?
Chris,
I'm sticking to it. I said it at the start before that. Now we've got these players, and I definitely think we're going to finish 6th. I really do.
Well, I love to see the positivity. But you know what? It doesn't actually.
You mean think 8th?
The thing is, if we look at Liverpool, and I don't like talking about them, but very quickly, if we look at Liverpool, they haven't become challengers for the league in 1 or 2 seasons. Klopp came in and he had a project with them. He's built their team up. And you know what? This could be the start of that as well. If we stop sacking the managers and we keep Frank as a long-term thing, and we start signing these players such as Tarkowski, Coady, Onana, we can build the foundations of the team. So even if we're not projected that high this season, it can really develop into something positive.
Here's an important question. A really important question that I need to know the answer to. Right.
Blue Note, 13, Jack 6.
I got trouble. Actually, we need people will know this, and I need to know this actual. So I can't find it anywhere on the internet. So I'm assuming that the draw is this week because the game's being played in the EFL Cup on Tuesday and Wednesday. Where is the draw and what channel? Does anyone know?
I do not know, but I could do some research.
That's important. So
while I do some research,
when that is, could you please put it in the comments? Because you're going to do me a massive
favor. Someone will know. Someone always knows in the comments. I just seen Jack the lad. Jack the lad's in the comments. Top lad, always on. Jack the lad.
Can't look at Dan since he showed us. Oh God, yeah, no, Liam. We've had the chat about this. We don't want to see this ever again.
So
No, Dan. We talked about this.
Do you know what though? If you think about it, I showed my arse and ran into the sea naked because I thought we'd signed Gana Gueye. We still haven't confirmed it yet. We still haven't confirmed it.
Do it.
What?
Are you going to get it out again when we do sign him?
Nah, I can't be doing that.
So what are you going to do then?
That was a one-off.
Well, you're going to have to up your game.
What's that?
You're going to have to up your game when we actually do sign, when he is officially announced.
Yeah, I'll have to do something, won't I? You know me, I'm crazy. I'll have to do something. I can't really do much more than run in the sea naked, do you know what I mean? Scared all the kids off the beach.
See that again, to be fair, Dan.
So Mabbsy, and for all the people watching, I've just gone on the EFL website. 7 hours ago they said that the round 1 ties are taking place on the 9th and 10th this week, and then round 2 ties will be commencing on the 22nd. But
no, exactly. That's what
I don't think they're released yet when they're doing the draw.
Doesn't say when the draw is, John. That's important. I like.
Yeah, it hasn't been released yet. But we will keep our fans posted.
They should know. The EFL should know when the fucking draw is. Why is not advertised?
Out of all of these players,
broadcast as well.
Out of all these players that we've signed so far, who is? I think this is same. We've signed Gana Gueye, same we've signed Onana, and we've signed McNeil. All of them come through that we know about. Who is your favourite signing?
That's Steve Woodside. Just put that comment up. Absolutely, I agree with you. The cop-out media are fucking trying to screw us over again. I agree. It's,
you know what, though?
Lampard's sacked because they're scared. They're scared the fucking Lampard's not going anywhere.
You know, I watched Man United the other day, and do you know where we had loads of problems and we kept letting it get worse and worse and worse? Man United are doing that. They've got loads of issues, but they haven't got the balls to sort it out, and they're just keeping the same players and letting it get worse and worse and worse. Where the good thing about us, Everton, Lampard's come in and he said, no, I need change. I want to change this. And he's proper changing this. And to what you said earlier on, Mabbsy, what's he saying?
Liam, you've got to realise this. If you follow them again, you'll still see it.
If we sign him, I'm not following down the next 24 hours to be safe.
You'll still see it.
This is why they love me. They love me.
I think going back to your point, Dan, about the best signing.
Yeah, drop it in your comments. Who's the best signing? What do you say, Mabbsy?
He's talking about unfollowing you.
Yeah, he won't. He couldn't do it. He couldn't unfollow me.
Opposite of love, Dan. Opposite.
He couldn't.
Right. So just before we wrap up, I'd say the best signing we've made so far, or to be announced, would be Onana. I think obviously.
Above Tarkowski.
I think our defense has had many issues, but I think what Onana will bring to the team, he is such a unit. And I think he, as well as like Tarkowski and Coady being very sound in defence, and obviously that's what we need because our defence has been poor. I think Onana would bring so much to our team because not only would he be able to be a brick wall in defence, but he's going to allow the rest of our team to push forward. So he's not only helping the midfield and defence, but he's allowing other players to move forward and play as a striker position. So overall, I think he brings so much to the team, as well as just another good defender that we have. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to announce that the channel is in partnership with Stake. We will be looking to develop that over the season and looking at competitions for tickets.
That's the official announcement, which I couldn't say before, but obviously Ryan has.
There you go.
And as I say, welcome aboard, Stake, because you know what, they're a good company. Let's not be around the bush. Anyway, everybody
that's on, if you're not subscribe because we will look after you. We're in partnership with Stake. Yeah. They'll look after our people that come on, our subscribers, and we'll sort you out. We just want to make you happy.
Give back to the fan base. We want all of you to be able to join us at the games, watch the games with us, and feel the emotion that we have at the game. Get yourself down to Goodison Park.
Get yourself down to Goodison Park.
Come on. Get down to Goodison Park. Woo!
Boys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another live stream. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
We don't know the meaning of losing. Oh, yeah. So come on.
Get down to Goodison Park. Boys, it's been an absolute pleasure. And thank you for joining us, everyone. Take care.
Love you.
Bye.